Hey, we got a crazy story here out of Lincoln County, Missouri. So this here's another scenario of a child custody exchange that just did not end the way that they typically, or at least people wish that they would. So a father was being strangled when he shot ex-boyfriend during custody exchange, investigators believe. So Lincoln County, Missouri, Lincoln County Sheriff Officers deputies released a person from interest hours after a fatal Lincoln County shooting on Monday. A statement followed the sheriff's office said the person of interest was booked on manslaughter and the charged before being released. So I'm bringing this one in a way that I personally, it seems like self-defense to me, but they are currently charging him with manslaughter. So we'll see how this goes through as far as courts and things like that. But we'll see more in the autopsy down below, where I think it really kind of does sound like self-defense. But the deadly shooting happened in Ellsbury home, at an Ellsbury home in the 300 block South Highway West. Lincoln County deputies and the Missouri State Highway Patrol troopers were dispatched for a shooting call around noon on Monday. Upon arrival, they located an adult male suffering from an apparent gunshot wound, the statement said. The male was pronounced deceased at the scene. Unfortunate. The sheriff's officer named the victim on Monday evening after deputies notified the victim's family and identified him as Kevin M. Davis, 39, of Ellsbury, Missouri. The Lincoln County prosecutor's attorney, Mike Woods, learned the shooting happened during a child exchange, custody exchange. The biological father was there to pick up his child from the biological mother, added Woods. He explained the mom was living in her new boyfriend Kevin's house. So it is interesting they say ex-boyfriend, because it seems like this is the new boyfriend. He didn't want anyone to believe that any person in particular were in danger in the community. These two assailants knew each other. Woods said an argument took place between the father and Davis, and both of them had a gun. According to Woods, the initial findings show that Davis allegedly attacked and strangled the father, and Woods said that when Davis shot him twice, he died at the scene. The Facebook post that Woods shared shared the following. Preliminary autopsies find and corroborated the statements of the shooter. Initial findings show that the shooter was attacked and he was sitting in his vehicle. So a man sitting in his vehicle and is getting attacked. The door had been opened. The shooting victim, they're calling him the victim, but the one who's deceased, was on top of the shooter as he had been pushing backwards into the vehicle. So he's coming at him into his own vehicle. The boyfriend is coming at the biological father, into his own vehicle. The wounds of the shooter, both documented at the time he was brought in for questioning and this morning as he showed up, are showing consistency with defensive wounds and support the statement of the shooter being strangled. So this boyfriend's coming into the father's car and strangling him, pushing him further into the car, getting himself into this other man's car. Further forensics analysis of the blood in the vehicle, as well as the trajectory of the bullets and the analysis of the wound, tend to show that the victim was shot while he was inside the shooter's vehicle on top of him. Additionally, the vehicle of the shooter victim, again, the person that is deceased, the boyfriend, had been used to block the vehicle of the shooter, and signs of urgency seem to have been present since the vehicle of the shooting victim, the boyfriend, had been left in drive and ran towards the shooter. So this man is driving in with a car, gets out of the vehicle, doesn't even put it in park, just gets out of the vehicle, opens up the father's car, and is now inside the father's car, strangling this man. And that's where the father gets his gun out and actually ends up shooting twice, to where this boyfriend, he died at the scene, unfortunately. Wood shared in his initial report's autopsy findings, physical evidence, and statements are pointing towards lawful self-defense. Now, it's pointing towards lawful self-defense, but they're still currently charging him, so I'm curious at maybe this is something that Missouri does, where they have to make charges in order to actually apply self-defense to it. I'm not sure. He told 5 on your side, depending on how the investigation turns out, we'll then make a legal determination if the shooting was justified, but we're not able to make a determination at this time. Of course, it's still under investigation. It's still ongoing. And as they gather more information, they'll keep us posted. But currently, he is booked and charged. He has been released, though. Booked on manslaughter, has been released. And initial reports are showing that this was at least pointing towards lawful self-defense. So I'm hoping maybe this is just like the way Missouri goes about determining self-defense. They have to have a case in order to pin a name to it. That being said, I mean, I find hard-pressed to believe that this couldn't be considered self-defense. You're sitting in your car waiting for your ex to show up with your kid in order to have a lawful transfer of custody. And then another car comes in with this boyfriend. He doesn't even put in park. He just blocks the other car, your car, from getting away, opens up your door and starts strangling you through your door while you're in your car. I mean, I couldn't really think of a more clear-cut way to say this seems fairly cut and dry self-defense. Now, of course, as always, something could come up where maybe a threat was made or something like that. But I mean, kind of interesting that the car's not even in park. He just blocked a car and then got out. So yeah, it's pretty simple there as far as how it all looks, at least in my case. The man's literally on top of him, choking him out. And then the wound trajectories, it looks as though the man is under attack and still is able to get off his 2 shots and at least save himself from the attack. But that's crazy, man. I mean, you're trying to pick up your kids for a lawful transfer of custody, and then you get attacked by your ex's current boyfriend or ex-boyfriend. I'm not exactly, shot ex's boyfriend, yeah, during the custody. I just read the title a little wrong. So yeah, it seems pretty clear-cut self-defense, but let me know what your thoughts are. If you could get in those comments, let me know if you think this is pretty clear-cut self-defense or if it's a little bit murkier than that. If you found value with this video, if you could like that, it would help me out quite a bit. And if you want to hear more stories related to self-defense, please subscribe to Armed Culture. I bring you those as often as I can. Talk to you soon.